Hey, it is Kenny from Kenny's Audiophile Record Reviews. Thank you very much for viewing my video. As always, if you're new to my channel, please like and subscribe. I really appreciate that. That'll help out my channel analytics, help my channel out going forward. I appreciate that. In this video, I'm going to excuse me, mention my top 10 jazz drummers of all time. My top 10. You can leave your top 10 in the comment section below. I thought I'd do something different in this video, in that when I do these top 10 lists, I usually give like honorable mentions and mention some other musicians outside of my top 10. In this one, I'm going to mention my top 10 only. It's very difficult to mention all of the great jazz musicians, all the great jazz drummers, you know, in one video. There's going to be some glaring omissions. A lot of times when I do these top 10 lists, I get comments like, Kenny, oh, you forgot this musician. Oh, Kenny, how can you not have this person in your top 10? Well, the reason why they're not in my top 10, because that's your top 10. I'm giving you my top 10. We got to always remember, and I say this in all my videos of this type, is these things are highly subjective. This is just my personal opinion. So there is no consensus. There's no mandate. There's no universal top 10 list. They're all going to be different from person to person. This just happens to be mine. I'll be respectful of yours. Just be respectful of mine. I appreciate that. And also, I'd like to thank Michael Hamlet, who left me a very nice PayPal donation. My PayPal account, I really appreciate that. There's a PayPal link in the comment section below if you want to donate to my channel, even if it's $1, $2, you know, 50 cents, $3, whatever you can afford. Please leave do that in the PayPal link in the comment section, in the description section of my video. And like I said, that'll help my channel out going forward in terms of, you know, buying newer records to review on my channel. But I'm going to start with number 10 and go all the way down to number 1, number 1 being best. And I'm going to go through these quite quickly, just a very brief commentary with each particular drummer. And at number 10, I have Jimmy Cobb. Jimmy Cobb was an excellent jazz drummer for a long time. He played famously on the Miles Davis Kind of Blue album. Just as an example, he played on Sketches of Spain, laid down a beat on Sketches of Spain. What a tremendous drummer Jimmy Cobb was. And like I say, he was really good for a long time too. Jimmy Cobb coming in at number 2. I just like his style, how he did those brushes on Kind of Blue, and just had that really nice touch, a nice you know, he was highly skilled, highly talented as a drummer. So he had to make my top 10 at number 10. Coming at number 9, he might be one of the more famous jazz drummers of all time, and that is Buddy Rich. Buddy Rich was probably, when I was younger, and when I mean young, I mean real young, he was probably the first jazz drummer that I ever heard of. Was probably Buddy Rich, because he was on TV a lot on some of those shows. And like I said, this video, before I move forward, is jazz drummers, not rock, not pop, not R&B. This video is for jazz drummers, if I didn't say that at the beginning of the video. But Buddy Rich, like I said, he was probably, amongst all the drummers, he actually could be the most famous of them all in terms of his television presence during that era, especially when I was a little kid coming up. Buddy Rich is at number 9. He was a tremendous jazz drummer, and he really was exceptionally popular too. And he popularized drumming, probably for not just jazz drummers, but for drummers of other genres, because of his presence during the years and decades that he was playing. Buddy Rich coming at number 9. Coming at number 8, the magnificent Max Roach coming in at number 8. He was a highly skilled, highly talented. He played with musicians like Sonny Rollins, Coleman Hawkins, Dizzy Gillespie, Miles Davis. Matter of fact, here's a album that features Buddy Rich and Max Roach. Battle of the bands between Buddy Rich and Max Roach. Max Roach, the magnificent Max Roach, coming in at number 8. Coming in at number 7, Kenny Clark coming in at number 7. He was a sideman on many famous albums during his career. Here's an example. This great Our Men in Paris, Dexter Gordon album. And what a sensational drummer Kenny Clark was. Kenny Clark is number 7 on my list. A tremendous talent. Like I say, he played for a long time. I think from like the 30s to the 80s. He was around for a long time. Kenny Clark, number 7. And number 6, a great Elvin Jones, who played famously with John Coltrane, I think around the early 60s, around 1960, 61, and 1966. Highlighted tremendously on the Love Supreme album. Elvin Jones, the great Elvin Jones. That brother can play, man. Elvin Jones coming in at number 6. Coming in at number 5, and some of you might challenge my order, but this is just my order in terms of what I think of jazz and jazz drummers and the way I perceive jazz drumming should sound like, the way jazz drummers should play in a jazz setting. And that is a versatile, extremely versatile Lenny White, who was with Chick Corea in Return to Forever. He is right here in the picture on this particular album. Played great with Return to Forever. Here's another Return to Forever featuring the great Lenny White on drums. He played on Miles Davis's Bitches Brew album. The great Lenny White coming in at number 5. Lenny White. There's an album called that features 3 percussionists, and one of them is Lenny White. I have a digital download that I got from HD Tracks. It's called Explorations in Space and Time, and it's a tremendous performance by Lenny White and 2 other percussion players on that particular recording. I have like I said, a high resolution download version of that album, Explorations in Space and Time, featuring Lenny White. It's a tremendous performance. Coming in at number 4, Billy Cobham. Got some Billy Cobham albums here. His famous Spectrum album where he's just jamming. One of the better jazz fusion records ever made. Billy Cobham coming in. And number 4 is another Billy Cobham album. Billy Cobham also was featured and played with the Mahavishnu Orchestra. There's Brother Cobham right there. And also, for those of you who follow my channel know I'm a big fan of this album, this McCoy Tyner Fly with the Wind album. If you want to hear some great drums, some great drumming, some great jazz drumming, check out this McCoy Tyner album, Fly with the Wind, that spectacularly features Billy Cobham on drums. He is highlighted greatly on the song Fly with the Wind. Listen to Billy Cobham play spectacularly on Fly with the Wind on that McCoy Tyner album. Coming in at number 3 is Jack DeJohnette. I think one of the earlier playing examples I have of Jack DeJohnette was on the Charles Lloyd Quartet. This Charles Lloyd Quartet album features Charles Lloyd tenor sax, Keith Jarrett piano, Cecil McBee bass, Jack DeJohnette drums. That was a spectacular quartet. I don't know if I reviewed this album on my video. If not, I'm going to have to do that or do it again because I don't remember reviewing this album. But he's probably, Jack DeJohnette, this might be one of the more versatile jazz musicians of all time because he was equally an adept at playing jazz fusion. He played jazz fusion with Miles Davis. He played, acoustic jazz with Keith Jarrett, Charles Lloyd. I purchased this album, I think it was late last year, called Forces of Nature Live at Slugs, that features McCoy Tyner, Joe Henderson. Also features Jack DeJohnette on drums on this particular album. He is right there. Jack DeJohnette, like I said, he's most likely probably on my list, he might be the more versatile jazz drummer on my list. Jack DeJohnette coming in at 3, and previous that, Billy Cobham at 4. I give like, when I'm done, I give like another real quick countdown on my list. Coming in at number 2, The Prodigy, Tony Williams. I think this might be his first album. This is Tony Williams' album called Lifetime. I forgot the issue date of this, 1965. He had an album called Lifetime. And Tony Williams, he really was a heartbeat in the driving force in terms of some of those mid-60s Miles Davis groups as he played on Miles Smiles. He was just, oftentimes when I listen to those Miles Davis albums, you know, that features, you know, Herbie Hancock, Wayne Shorter, Miles Davis, Ron Carter, Tony Williams, I'm listening more than anything to Tony Williams and that tremendous drumming that he does in his in a lot of those songs on those albums. That's how much I love Tony Williams. That's how great he is. Sometimes I'm just listening to the drums of Tony Williams when he played with Miles Davis. Also, he played with his jazz fusion band, Tony Williams Lifetime. Tony Williams is number 2. Coming in at number 1, he was co-founder of the Jazz Messengers. He just had great agility, tremendous speed. When you hear him play, it just sounds like something, a fast car going by real quick, how that sound just goes like that. That was Art Blakey. Art Blakey is the best jazz drummer of all time as far as I'm concerned. This brother had just the speed, the athleticism, the musical talent. He was a total package as a jazz drummer as far as I'm concerned. Art Blakey is number 1 on my list. Co-founder of the Jazz Messengers. He played with musicians like Thelonious Monk, Dizzy Gillespie, many others over the decades. Art Blakey, the best jazz drummer of all time as far as I'm concerned. Now here's my top 10. Jimmy Cobb at number 10, Buddy Rich at number 9, Max Roach at number 8, Kenny Clark at number 7, Elvin Jones at number 6, Lenny White number 5, Billy Cobham at number 4, Jack DeJohnette at number 3, Tony Williams at number 2, and the magnificent Art Blakey at number 1. That is my top 10 jazz drummers of all time. Like I said, we're not going to include rock drummers, pop drummers, heavy metal drummers. There's jazz drummers in this list. Please leave yours in the comment section below. I really appreciate it. Please check out those Amazon affiliate links in the description below. Even if you don't buy those products, and go through those links and buy something you truly need, want, and enjoy, just go through those links. You go to Amazon, make the purchase. I'll get a commission for that sale as well, as I get commission for those sales. Also, if you want to leave a PayPal donation, there's a PayPal donation link in the description below. That'll allow me to buy and review newer records going forward. Maybe at some point I'll be able to do that this year. Thank you very much for viewing. Please leave your top 10 jazz drummers in the comment section below. God bless, strong love, and more important than the music, more important than anything, let's keep the peace worldwide.